Hi, welcome back to our 55-day journey of Christ consciousness. This is day 39. We are more than halfway through the deck. So excited. So let's see what day this journey of Christ consciousness wants to share with us. And I'm Gina, Soul Inspired Reflections. I'm your guide during this journey and supporting you along your own intimate journey with yourself. Okay, this has been inspired by the Self Mastery deck created by Amanda Ellis, illustrated by Jane Delaford Taylor. It's a Christ Consciousness deck. And I want to remind you that this is about the attributes and qualities that already live within you. And I'm going to just spray a little grounding spray from Archangel Metatron. And it's a beautiful spray. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Metatron color healing practitioner. I incorporate that into my body work and healing sessions, which I offer in person and remotely. It's based on the 12 chakra system. It's very beautiful to harmonize the body. And that system was channeled by Amanda Ellis, who is a color therapist in her trade and has evolved into many other things. But I digress. It's important to always ground when doing any sort of healing work, meditation work, and growth. And I feel even more importantly, every day now, we're expanding exponentially every day within our body and integrating. And a lot is being asked of you. A lot is being asked of you on a soul level, on a human experience, and of your physical body. So when you connect to earth, ground, use supportive tools, whatever that is for you, to stay in your body, stay as a neutral observer of what's occurring, and allow this natural process of ascension and growth to occur for you. Okay, that brings us back to 55 Days of Christ Consciousness, day 39, the qualities that are innately within you, and how might you walk and live this life in your God consciousness, in your highest state of being that's available to you in every moment through every choice, and to just be almost like a child learning something new, and you're really remembering these qualities within you and recognizing like, wow, that older version of myself, while I recognize I had these experiences, but that's not who I am anymore. That's not who you are anymore. And you can find forgiveness in your experiences. While you can't change what happened in the past, you can definitely resolve how you relate to them in the present. Because so many times, all of us go through this and we have programming, our way of being that is constantly operating within us on a subconscious level, because we are technology. Our body is an energetic technology that we are barely cracking the surface on understanding how to be with. How do we use these qualities, these energies, these fires that are within you to lead a life of freedom, live a life of peace, fullness, love? And how do these energies and frequencies work together? How do these attributes within you work together? How does it relate to the wellness of your physical body, your mental state, your emotions, right? Because really, even though I'm saying your emotions, they're really not yours at all. It's a way of communicating to the world an experience of things. It's cellular, it's vibration, it's frequency. The more you connect to yourself on the purification of your soul, to return to the purest energy that you come from, and recognizing, wow, this ascension process is a purification of energy to its original state of being, which is pure, untouched, non-polarized. And how is the imprints of our experiences, the emotional imprints of the human experience, placed on the pure energy, the primordial energy, impacting your way of being, And how might you let those veils of those experiences be resolved and return to the purest light that you are, that lives within you, the seed atom, the golden light, direct connection to source, and to recognize you no longer have to be attached to your feelings in the same way you've been all this time. And that sets you free when you recognize it. This is information. Letting go of the why and coming to, well, how do I navigate through this, or what's here for me, without analyzing. We're moving beyond the point of healing and manifestation. We're being overly analytical is getting in the way and is limiting you in your growth. So I want to invite you to, again, practice to be in the stillness of your heart, in the stillness of life around you, in the stillness of the life within you, and to begin to recognize what you're feeling. Is there an emotion attached to it, and where is it landing in your body? Connecting to your gut instinct, your intuition, your heart, your I am presence, and your higher guidance. Heart, your physical heart, your I am presence, your sacred heart, and the heart of the universe, and the grounding it into the heart of the earth, as above and so below. And you are a conduit of light, of circuitry, of technology. And how might you free yourself of any technology that has been developed within you based on your experiences, whether it was known to you or unknown? And I know for some of you, you might be going, what is Gina talking about? What is she talking about? Because it can be complicated when we begin to overthink it, right? And when you begin to hear terms like artificial implants or foreign implants, that just means, all that means is something that is not of your divine essence, right? Not of your divine essence. Alien implant, just foreign to your essence, not some extraterrestrial, for lack of a better word. It's energy. It's nothing to be feared. And I want to encourage you that you have the power within yourself to release and transmute and bring back into its purification your energetic body, your light body, your column of light, and that nothing outside of the purest energy within you that you're connected to can ever be changed again. And you're learning to master energy. You're learning to master your energetic fields and how to interpret them, how to upgrade them, how to be one with the universe and the whole of light and all that is, that you are from and directly related to. So that being said, an example might be, all of us were children once, yes? Yes. So as children, we learn to navigate our environments and we pick up certain ways of being so we can feel safe, grounded, and basically safe and grounded in our environment, right? So as we grow older, that now becomes subconscious, right? You just naturally will go into protection because that's where I'm going to behave this way because it's safe for me. I don't get in trouble. I get love. I get whatever it is you need, or what have you, right? Or I'm going to go outside and play. I'm going to go to my room, it might be, or I'm just going to be quietly doing my homework. It could show up in different ways, right? How you bring safety to yourself as a child. That becomes subconscious. That becomes the programming, right? Because there's some external event occurring. It doesn't feel good. Internally, so you're going to operate a certain way. Sometimes we have parents that want to protect, right? And so they also tell you what to do so you can stay safe, right? So say, for example, you have one parent that's more volatile and moody, and then you have the other parent going, hey, let's come over here and we're going to go outside and do some gardening. And I'm making this up as I go, right? Mainly focusing your attention so you're out of the discordant energy, the harm's way, right? Because emotionally, mentally, physically, if you're in an environment and you don't have the skill set yet to recognize there's something else happening, you're building a skill set on a childlike level to stay protected, right? So what happens is what you learn to avoid things, the conflict potentially, right? You learn to avoid conflict. You learn different ways of communicating, and it's not right or wrong. It's just what was necessary at the time. So how might you now recognize as an adult, does that behavior still serve you? Right? You have to bring that to your conscious level and have self-awareness and put it into action, your new behavior, and that sometimes creating a new muscle memory, a new neurological pathway within your nervous system, your brain, takes time and practice, right? Because it's foreign to operate that way. It's foreign to address something that has potential for conflict when really you're learning how to just speak a different way, communicate a different way. And so how is that internal conflict occurring within you while you're creating a new way of being for yourself, right? I hope that makes sense. So pay attention to what's coming up for yourself. And let's move on and let's see what card wants to reveal itself today on this journey. And remember, you can release yourself from the past by bringing it forth in the present and finding resolution within yourself and forgiveness, compassion for all parties involved and yourself including, and knowing on a soul level, on the 5D and above, every soul is in harmony. You're already in harmony. You just have to remember the keys and the codes and way of being to be that. And as I'm shuffling, this beautiful card just came out. Perfect. Children cherish and enter their world, right? And here I am talking about our childhood, your childhood. And look how free the butterflies are. Even the butterflies are coming out of the water as if they're playing in the water and flying and rising up. The ocean is peaceful, right? The waves are peaceful. You can play in it. You can stand in the water. Your arms are out free. When you're out like this, you're exposed to the world, right? When you're closed off, you're protected. Here, you are learning to be free, to be in your divine will, to enjoy life. There's a metamorphosis occurring. Like, look at the butterflies, they're taking flight. But remember, the butterfly was once in the chrysalis, it was once a caterpillar. It went through these metamorphic stages, which you, myself, every single person in their own time, every soul is going through a metamorphic stage to return to their purest energy of light. Their purest energy of light. And so that freedom is going to show up differently for each of you, depending on what your own unique lessons are and what you're letting yourself free from, because we all have the potential, should you choose, to clear your Akashic record and no longer be held back by your soul's past experiences. You do not have to go seeking clarity in your past lives like so many used to do, and some still do. You can bring all that forward, the energetics in this present moment, by calling forth all your soul's lifetimes here and now, parallel universes, known and unknown to you, to be fully present while you do a healing and clearing for yourself. And you ask for divine guidance. You use the flames, the fire, the violet ray. You ask for angelic assistance. You ask for the light to come in. So you physically aren't doing it. You're commanding it. When you work with the violet flame and you work with decrees, it's a command to the universe, and all fall in line with that command. You invite in the angelic realm, the light beings, your higher self, your I am presence, to assist you to free yourself. So here, some of you may even be feeling, wow, I have such this new wave of freedom, because when we're recording this, it's November 15th, 2023, right after the 1111 portal, which 1111 has a lot to do with your divine union coming into harmonics of the masculine and feminine energies. And for those of you really coming into that divine union, your soul up to this point has done a lot of work. And so some of you may be physically tired. You don't need to be physically tired anymore doing this work. When you allow the energy to run in, through, and around you, it's literally as easy as breathing. The physical body is the last place. There's like a lag, right? An emotional, physical lag. You deal with the mental, the emotional, and then the physical is the last place to show up and feel the results. The more you master energy, that all is catching up, that lag, that wave, that wake of energy, right? You can be in this state of freedom all the time, even if you're having a challenging moment, right? And look at all these beautiful colors, right? You have the blue, different blues of the butterfly in the divine will, the indigo color, your communications, right? We're all experiencing the third eye expansion, and there's different levels within that, even different colors. It can be depicted as indigo and then into violet as you come into more enlightened energies, enlightenment. The white way of purity also coming in, cleaning, clearing. The emerald green ray of healing and all-seeing eye precipitation, right? All those rays encompass the third eye. It's not just one ray. We are not just one ray. We are the rainbow light that comes from the purest energy into one light. We all come from one. And you have these beautiful aqua colors, your higher heart chakra, the mouth of God, the zeal point. You're beginning to really learn how to anchor your energy and arc it. You're becoming the Ankh, the Egyptian Ankh, where you're just in your circuitry of energy, no longer depleted, no longer ill, whether mentally, emotionally, physically. You're mastering self-mastery, you're mastering manifestation because you're being mindful of your thoughts that radiate out and come back to you. It's the law of the circle, cause and effect. You're learning how to work with universal laws that set you free, but also can entrap you when you're not sure how to use them or you're misqualifying that energy, that ripple. But here, so much freedom in this, so much freedom. And look at even the orange in his bathing suit, right? It's like that golden orange kind of sun that's like citrus, right? And if you work with color, recognizing orange also absorbs shock and trauma. And this water is like washing all that away. All that away. You're free, you're pure, you're rising above it. So let's see what this card has to say for whatever stage you're at in your evolutionary growth. And it's card number 54 for those of you who wish to look up the numerology. I don't really feel called to look up the numerology, but you add 54 together, it does come into a 9. 9 is the ending of a cycle. So if you have an ending, you also have a beginning, a new beginning. So for some of you, this may be new beginnings. You're feeling new beginnings. I know for me, with this last weekend, definitely feeling another cycle of an ending of energy that was still within me that has taken a little more time to work with. And sometimes you're going to find that it's this process is not always, it's not linear. And it comes in stages when you're ready. And something new for me was resolved. Like I got to bring something new, being like, wow, what's holding me from walking through that doorway of light? Or embracing something within me, where I read a poem, that Rumi poem, The Guest House, right? And essentially it's like to embrace and welcome and be hospitable to all that come through your door. And for me, it's also the emotions, right? If you're feeling sad, angry, joy, how might you greet them all the same way and alchemize it into the purest of light, right? How can I no longer get, for me, just waiting, right? There's a piece of me waiting for some sort of acknowledgement from another, that it's kind of like forgiveness, right? If you're waiting for someone else to forgive you or to own up to their behavior, you're going to be waiting and waiting. And perhaps that's the lesson. That when you resolve it within yourself, then it doesn't matter. The healing happened and it releases both parties involved or all parties involved. Because then you're no longer waiting and you can find restitution within yourself. Right? Because on a soul level, when we're in our higher I am presence, all that's already occurred. There is no more harboring ill will or waiting for an apology or acknowledgement. Acknowledge yourself on where you're at. If you're waiting for someone to apologize or you're stubborn and you don't want to own up to your behavior, that is going to limit you. When you own up and be in the truth of what is, let it rise to the surface, let go of the outcome. Even if you let someone know, like, hey, I totally honoring what I did or didn't do, and I know it hurt you and I can't change that, but I am truly sorry. And I'm truly sorry. While I know you may or may not find forgiveness in me right now or later or ever, just know from the depths of my heart, I am truly sorry. And hopefully one day you'll find resolution within that. Right? But you can't hold on waiting for the other person to respond back in the way that you're hoping or wanting. But if you go into the I am presence and higher qualities of that higher timeline, it's already done. You can be set free already. You're set free already. We're already set free. So focus your energy on that timeline that you see in your heart. You see in the divinity of light. So we'll come to the book. What does the book have to see for you, for us, for humanity, for me? In his ministry, Jesus continually referenced the purity and innate spiritual intelligence of children. When the disciples tried to keep them away, he answered, "Let the children come to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Another time he taught that unless we become like children, we will find it hard to enter the kingdom of heaven, also giving a warning to anyone who harms a child of the consequences to come. The kingdom of heaven is not a destination, but a place that is here now via a frequency you can hold while on earth. It is here now via a frequency you can hold here now on earth. This is bringing heaven to earth. By you living in higher frequencies, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. You bring heaven to earth. You bring that lovely child back to life, clear, pure, playful. Right? You are the creator and you can create heaven, such as when you anticipate kindness, so are you a witness to it. And as you smile, the world smiles back at you. Barriers based on color, class, or creed are lessened as you help birth a more harmonious place. You live in the moment and create joy all around you. Children do this effortlessly, seeing every day as a new adventure and wanting to embrace all that is to be offered, often transforming anything into a positive. The rainy day becomes an opportunity to splash in puddles, the messy backyard a den to build, the sad neighbor an opportunity to paint a best wishes card. Children bloom in nature. They are at one with their spirit, loving the trees to climb, the flowers to make a daisy chain, the seeds to sow, and the butterflies to count. A child who is happily splashing around in the sea, flying kites in the air, or sledding down a snowy hillside is always in the moment, savoring every second, and is a joy to behold. They understand the importance of play, curiosity, experimentation, and learning something new. We have more to learn from them, and via becoming more childlike in these respects, we help loosen the hard, painful edges that life can give us as we age. So I'm going to pause right there. And even reading this, and I was even talking to someone the other day, how when we grew up, we were limitless. We built forts in the backyard. We found ways to climb up trees that the limbs were too high to reach, and very creative in creating a pulley system to get to the branches and climb our way up. Just outside playing in the moment. So I ask you, where are you not in the moment, in the presence of yourself? Where is your energy? Where's your worries? Because when you're a child playing in nature, you have no worries. When you're just in the water, playing in the ocean, there's no worries. You're right there, just in the water, right there. So where have you might have forgotten to play with life? Enjoy this life. Let the child in you merge with your adult in you. Live vicariously through the children that are in your life and be curious. Let them support you, be curious. Let them lead the way. There's so much insight that children have. And I remember growing up and people were so dismissive of kids. I'm like, don't do that, because they see the world in a way that you have forgotten. And there's so much insight. Right. And so we as adults who have been hardened are really shedding that layers, those exterior layers, to remember that we're all children here to play, here to enjoy life, here to be free. Yet we are focused on the burden that we've placed on ourselves or have allowed something else to play. So if you feel burdened in your life, then there's something there for you. If work is a burden, then why should that be a burden to you? What changes can you make so that work is not a burden to you? If your home feels like a burden, then start asking yourself why. And not so much why, but how can you change that? Are you holding some expectation or trying to uplift everyone else or trying to lead a certain life that because you think everyone else wants it, or that you want to, this is what you're meant to do? Are you speaking to the stress? Like if you have a spouse, are you being truthful with your relationship, saying, hey, you know what? I don't know if you're feeling this too, but I'm feeling burdened by the size of our home. And what is that? Lay it down for yourself. What truly is it? Is it the size of your home? Is it the upkeep? Do you feel like you don't have time to upkeep? Do you enjoy it? Right? How do you can simplify your life? Hit that easy button, simplify your life so you can play. Right? Children are very simple. They simplify it. They cut right through. They don't get stuck in all the other things that adults, as we adults do. So let's continue. Okay. And when you do ask yourself those questions, you have to go deeper. It's not typically, in my experience with working with many people and myself, my own development, it's oftentimes not the first answer that comes to me. It's oftentimes not the second or the third. It's getting to those deeper layers. What is deep within my heart flame? that's really going on, and then getting in the stillness within myself, and sometimes talking it out or writing it out, you discover your core answer, your core, the core healing that needs to occur, the core cause of the burden, right? Because it's not your job, it's not your work, it's not your house. There's some subconscious programming within you that is running, and how you change it. And then you take action steps to go, oh, or you just let go and surrender, being like, oh, wow, that's not true at all. And once you bring the truth of all that is, because you're working with your third eye, remember, we've all gone through a third eye expansion and higher heart, then you're in the truth of what is, and you're bringing light to it. And then you're releasing the veil that no longer serves you, the programming, and then you're stepping into what does and allowing to come into your light. Okay. Children are born honest and good, without judgment or hate. There's no cynical or disillusioned by life or weighed down by responsibilities and duty. By being around them, we can rediscover these qualities in our own childlike sense of wonder, knowing that our spirit within relishes the renewal and optimism that can bring observing your own children, grandchildren, or the offspring of friends is to enter the world, and you are given a key to unlock hidden, unexpressed parts of yourself. Maybe as a child, you weren't taught how to play or had unhappy times. So allow yourself to participate now in their games and the fairy tale books, and help kick a ball around the park, or to play on the beach and eat ice cream. Simple things are highlighted, as well as rediscovering that life can be fun and good moments had, truly acknowledging and simple things are highlighted, as well as rediscovering that life can be fun and good moments had, truly acknowledging, as children do, that God's kingdom is indeed good. You may be a parent, grandparent, caregiver, teacher, or counselor, helping and supporting children, or you may be wanting to start a family or being asked to adopt, foster, or work with children's charities. All are highlighted by this card, and as a protector of children, you will defend them at a collective and individual level, shielding them from harm and ensuring them home life, educational needs are met. You may also help within your local town to steer and support children in the form of sports, groups, extracurricular activities that enrich the whole community. Being open to what they can teach you as you support them is Christ consciousness in action, and sees you as the good shepherd looking after the whole flock. Yeah. So that's so many different ways that all of us can connect and be in that child energy and support the collective, our own growth, and connecting to the child in you that perhaps you didn't have certain experiences in life, right? And you're remembering to be that now and live that, and you're merging all aspects of yourself into the light, right? And some of you may not be called to work directly with children. And like, I know for myself, I was not blessed in this life to have my own children, at least physically given birth to them. Sorry, I'm watching the wind outside. But I have been blessed with, lovely nieces and other children around me. And our relationships do have an impact, right? And it's really beautiful, right? And now my older nieces, I get to text them, and we share different experiences and things like that. And now I have friends that have babies and get to experience that all over again through that relationship, right? And and it's just amazing. There's different ways to connect, and I don't mean to be like someone that's involved in a way that's inappropriate with children by any means, because that happens too. So be aware as well, because sadly, I need to speak to this, because sadly, there are people that will insert themselves into communities and be doing really great work, but they're also causing harm to children. Okay. And how might you, not through fear, but still, if those of you who are parents or aunts, uncles, or what have you, still be aware in education, educating your children to have a voice, to have very healthy and clear boundaries, and to speak to things when they don't feel comfortable, right? And to trust what they're telling you versus say, no, because their intuition is very strong, as is yours, right? And trust that. Trust it. Okay, so sadly, we still live in a world that a lot of harm comes to children and the potential for it. So you, as an adult, as a caregiver, as a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, teacher of some kind, how might we create a safe place, a safe community together that is joyful, protective, has healthy boundaries, teaching our kids to have healthy boundaries for themselves and to speak out, to say no, to really have a voice within themselves, right? So that they can always be free and safe to be in the waters of community that we create for them together, and that we raise this planet together, that no person, as the hummingbirds coming and feeding, that no person, even adult, will ever feel any inclination to ever cause harm to someone else or themselves ever again, right? Because that too is the violet flame. You have to be able to forgive and recognize that there's something else occurring when people do such acts. There's something within them, their own experiences. Okay. And it's not excusing the behavior by any means. And I know this has gone in a little heavier topic, but right, it goes back to the denial card, right? Is it Peter? I can't remember, but we can't deny these things. We must see them and bring light to them. And the proper due course of human justice will occur. Karmic justice will occur. And then also this thing, as we're all evolving and mastering, yourself mastering in your energy, you yourself will know how to no longer have karmic debt as you acknowledge and self-correct and all these other things. This may make more sense to you as you become more evolved in your soul growth and self-mastery. It may strike a certain chord for some of you in your own history. And I invite you to be with your heart, with your I am presence. And if it is striking something within you that perhaps needs further acknowledgement or resolution, call on your guides. If you work with the angelic realm or ascended masters, call on ascended master Saint Germain, Hilarion, Mother Mary, Jesus, right? Call on Archangel Zapkiel with the violet flame to assist you in clearing, transmuting, transfiguring, bringing to light, so you can no longer harbor the density of the experiences, right? You can bring it, enlighten your soul, purify the rest of your journey. That's all I have for you today. Connect to that child within you, allow it to merge within your adult. Connect to your masculine and divine qualities and see where you are merging these qualities together. See where you're setting yourself free and being playful and curious with life again, and let go of the burdens, right? Let go of the burdens, let go of the worry. I'm Gina, Soul Inspired Reflections. If you enjoyed this video today, please remember to like and share it. And until we go to day 40, have a really blessed day.